Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our review of comparing and ordering decimals. Last week, we talked about how to compare and order them based on the digits in each of the place values. We will also be doing a review of how to compare and order them based on a number line. Now, we're going to start easy. We are going to order the numbers 0 and 967 thousandths, 0 and 981 thousandths, and 0 and 921 thousandths. And we are going to order them from least to greatest. All right, so starting off, I am going to write my number line in. And just comparing things, I'm going to start on this end with 0 and 900 thousandths. And then my opposite end is going to be 1 and 0 thousandths. Now, if I'm looking at my median in between the two, that is going to be 0 and 950 thousandths. Now I'm going to chart all three of these numbers on my number line in order to give myself a better understanding and a visual of where these numbers are at. So I'm going to start with 0 and 967 thousandths. Now I know that it's going to be after 0 and 950 thousandths. And if I want to give myself some help, I know that 0 and 960 thousandths, 0 and 970 thousandths, 0 and 980 thousandths, 0 and 990 thousandths. And I can even, turn it sideways, write the numbers in, 0 and 960 thousandths, 0 and 970 thousandths, 0 and 980 thousandths, 0 and 990 thousandths, if I want to help myself. I'm going to label these A, B, and C. That way when I'm working on my number line and plotting these, I can see a little more easily where the numbers are. So 0 and 967 thousandths is going to be about here. So I'm going to put an A there. And then I'm going to move on to B, 0 and 981 thousandths, which is going to be about right here. So there's my B. And then finally 0 and 921 thousandths. So at this point, I need to go back and I need to fill in these areas. So I have 0 and 910 thousandths, 0 and 920 thousandths, 0 and 930 thousandths, 0 and 940 thousandths. Now, if you look at my number line, I know my number line isn't perfect, and that's okay because we understand that drawing things by hand is never going to be perfect, but it will give us the visual that we need as long as we are labeling our data line correctly. So 921 thousandths is going to be about right here. So now I have that visual. And last week we talked in class about how this side correlates to the less than symbol. So if you're going to the left on a number line, it's going to be less than. And then if you're going to the right, it's going to be greater than. The more left you go, the smaller the number. The more right you go, the greater the number. All right, so now I'm going to start comparing these by place value. And I want to see if when I compare them by place value, if what I have on my number line matches. So I know that all three start with 0 and 9/10. So I can go ahead and even fill that in. 0 and 9/10 with 2 blanks. Second number, 0 and 9/10 with 2 blanks. And 0 and 9/10 with 2 blanks afterwards. Because we already note that the ones place and the tenths place match. They're equal. So we're going to have to go to the next place value, which is the hundredths, in order to determine the order of these numbers. And remember, we're looking for least to greatest. That's why I wrote it up here. So now I need to compare 6, 8, and 2. I know that 2 is less than 8 and 2 is also less than 6. So 0 and 921 thousandths is going to be my smallest, my least number. I'm even going to write the comparison circle and write that it's going to be less than the next number in line. So I can check off that I've finished with C. And now our digits in our hundredths place still are not equal, so I can still compare them. I know that 6 is less than 8, so therefore 0 and 967 thousandths is going to be less than 0 and 981 thousandths. So if we look at this, we said that C came first, followed by A, and last but not least, B. And if you notice, following our number line, C, A, and B. Okay. So that is our review of comparing and ordering decimals. If you have any questions, you need further support, remember that you can message me through your Class Dojo student profile. You can ask your parents to message me through their Class Dojo student profile, and you can also send me a private comment on Google Classroom on the assignments for this week. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, guys.